Hi everyone, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Thanks for being here. It is July 23rd. It is after work and pre-weekend, or just the start of it. I have a lot of things looming in mind, and this is an activity that helps me put things into perspective, find the light of day, and yeah, I guess that's a brighter way to put it. Look, I started off with this casual Friday shirt. Let's die friends. Right? That our final close be one of kinship, because we entered into this world with the same. So our goal is to, similar to leaving things how we found it, or better than we found it, is entering and exiting. How do I say it? Angels. Angels, I invite you in to help me. What I'm dealing with today, what I'm trying to convey. And I'm just cleansing the area, if you don't mind, because it is a full moon. Hence, the energies are a little haywire. And that's something that we should kind of plan on. Not that they motion into chaos, but there is an open frequency of volatility. And just kind of prepare for that. To understand that the energies are highly sensitive, and to accommodate that through inner stability. In the calm. And it doesn't mean to be immobile. It's like a balance of action, but inner stability, maintaining that. Making the motion to do something, manifesting intention, but gracefully. So that's where we're at. Okay. So we got that far. What I started out with is the notion the angels are trying to convey to me is balance. We're looking at the minimum requirement, which is 2 items. Yeah, 2 items that hold weight and creating balance. That's generally the depiction of, let's say, the 2 of Pentacles. Like weighing your options, keeping aligned. Not just level-headed, but spiritually calibrated. I can't think of the word for it. I don't want to get too hung up there, so I'm going to let it go. 432 is on the clock. I hope we don't have very many sound issues again. Oh my gosh. It's very similar to what we got last time. It is card number 46. Its back is to me and it's facing you. This is very similar to the card that we got yesterday, except this is similar to the High Priestess. You see that half moon on the top? It's similar to, really, the Divine Feminine. And that's alignment with the moon. Yeah, that's definitely tied into a couple of readings. And again, 46 ties into 10. We had 2 or 3 iterations of that in the last reading using the same cards. That's cool. Okay, let's move forward. So in this aspect of balance, we have to remember that when we're feeling overwhelmed, there's a logic to the weight of that impact, or the impact of that weight, because you're bearing more than 2 items usually in different aspects. Like there's cycles within cycles. There's also many different things that we're balancing, multiple items within its own complexities. Subcategorization. I guess that's 3 in 1. 16, am I doing it right? Yeah, the horses again, but sandwich in between is 69, which is DNA molecules, or a single strand that extends, and then 16, which are 3 snakes, kundalini. Okay, let's look at that. So we got those 3 that came out. On the bottom level, on the inside level, we have the horses again. The stallions, I would say. White stallions. You can refer back to the previous reading for some information on that. Generally being free-spirited in our approach. Determined. Despite any kind of sadness. So that's what's going on the inside. On the bottom level, the base level, foundation. Action, like we said. Then we have a single DNA strand, but it's like a rope. It's swirling. Let me see here. Like a arcing theme. Well, it's twisting. So it's a growth pattern, and it's like moving back and forth. This reminds me of that clock in that reading. I think the placebo effect. It's the growth pattern with passage of time, and how it makes this sway back and forth with new perspectives. It's allowing us to see different perspectives. So in motion, we are within a growth pattern. That's what that is. Yeah. The starting point of decomposition is also the root, the base. It's almost like this is the tree of life that is built within its growth, but at the base where it starts to decompose or become torn away is like the root system. So any growth that we exhibit is also saying that, thank you angels, thank you ancestors, that this becomes rooted within the all. Yeah. So consider that when you're making motion to do things, okay? That they're not just with intent, but purposeful. Not just with drive, but discipline. Ah, very nice. Okay, 16, we have 3 snakes here. Kundalini, movement of it. And it's also a sign of protection here. Let me just see here. You know, the funny thing is that this is also similar to the reading with the Archetypes Tarot. In the fact, the implication is snakes are almost a threat to both horses and dogs, especially in this season, this summer season. When these two are paired together, there's a certain threat, a certain danger with its venom. It's not just immobilizing. Its bite, a single bite, can be quite lethal. And usually, those most prone to its receptivity are horses and dogs. So horses being us in our approach, we need to be mindful of the obvious dangers, but not to let it keep us from being free-spirited. It's just saying to be mindful of the realities, and also, logically speaking, if you were to pair these two, horse and snake, a horse would have to be in motion in order to get away from that, to escape the threat of, the bite of a snake. So that's what we're looking at. That part of the protection is being in motion. It's a reiteration of it. And with the white stallion, there's a certain level of grace, purity. Yeah, still determination. It's integrity. That's what it is, yeah. Okay, is there anything else, Angel? Is 1319 on the clock? I guess this is 2. 41 and 55. We have a, is that 7-pointed star? I don't know what a 7-pointed star is affiliated with. I thought this was a 6-pointed, but it's a 7-pointed star. It's the elements, all the directions, as above, so below, but north, or east, south, west, and north. So you got 6 so far, and then within. So that's the 7th one. And it came over this one, which I think are mermaids, 55. 55 is also a master number. Oh, you can't see it here. I'll do it on the back. Okay. So we've got the mermaids here. Oops. Depicted. What do I want to say about that? If any of you are familiar with, like, Atlantis or star cosmic families, mermaids might resonate with you. That's something that you have to look up on your own. That's those teachings are fine-tunings. Let's read 55 though. I feel like that has a special message. Oh my gosh, I just opened it up to it. Yeah, oh gosh, it's a mermaid, yeah. Healing, intuition, seduction, love, mystery, and depth. That is insane, isn't it? Okay, mermaids are mysterious fish-tailed inhabitants of the ocean which appear in very similar form and folklore throughout the world. In many ways, they can be compared to undines, see card number 30, the elementals of water. They cannot speak, but are capable of beautiful song, which is often lured unsuspecting sailors to a watery grave. They are creatures of deep emotion, as changeable as the sea itself, and as capable of being deadly or life-giving. As native beings of the water, they live by intuition and impulse, and reveal mysteries of old magic and healing to those that they take a liking to, opening some of the deepest gateways of the underworld. It is thought by some that the merpeople are the diminished forms of old gods, and they certainly share qualities with Aphrodite, who was born of the sea. On a more mundane level in the reading, they may speak of powerful and intense love in a relationship. People with the characteristics of mermaid can be sensual and seductive, but may suffer from extreme mood swings. If taken to a negative extent, this can become obsessive and destructive. The Grail Hollows. Deep in the underworld lie 4 great treasures in 4 ancient otherworldly cities. So we're talking about guarded by the ancient race of wthe Danann. They have surfaced in different forms throughout mythology, but most popularly, 1646 on the clock, but most popularly are known as the Grail Hollows. These 4 treasures are also the root wisdom behind the esoteric symbols of the 4 suits of tarot: swords, wands, cups, and pentacles. They correspond with the deepest, most pure level of the 4 elements, to which all can turn to be renewed and healed, but will be lost to those who attempt to use them for mundane or unjust purposes. Agreed. Yep. You have to respect magic and those that came before you. These are like elemental ancestors. Because they're like in between worlds. How do I say it? It's like the fairy, but also one of existing ancients. So they're, yeah, elemental ancestors. Interesting. Okay, 1822 on the clock. Let's cut the deck and see if there's one more. Let me see. What do you want, Spirit? What is the final card for? I guess that's the one. 37, 10 again, reiterated. And they are birds. The beaks are touching. They're almost like speaking. It's not speaking to one another, because that's not how birds you know, keeping their mouth shut is very different. So it's connecting through where they communicate, but it's in silence. So this is like elemental crone level, where you pass on information through the power of touch in the point of projection. So when I look at a bird and I see this, it's more like its beak is the wand. So it's... Can you verify what else I need to get from that, angels? We're not having a look at the book. There's something else to that. Spirit, what else is there to that card? Because I even felt weird about calling it out as the final card. Like, I kind of knew. I'm going to take the top one, okay? 8. Okay. We have an eagle head, so it's eagle eye. Having a keen eye. It's not just being able to connect, and since the view is on separate sides of the head, it's like you're kind of in alignment, watching each other, observing each other through that connection, that attempt to connect. But it's also looking outwards to those that are observing us. So it's taking a different seat simultaneously, and looking out for each other, as you can see there. Hopefully you can see that there. And if you look at that combination, it's almost like it takes on another breed, like a bird of the tropics, which is another different type of emphasis, as we saw as the frog in the rainforest in the previous read. So this blending of two behaviors of two different species is very interesting, that it formulates another. Like a cockatoo. Yeah. Another tropical bird that is almost mesmerizing. That there's a creation like that. Is that it? 22:02 was on the clock. I kind of want to say that's it, because I got the chills just now on my legs. 22:11, yeah, that's it. Okay, well, hope you liked it. Hope you're giving it a like, and most of all, I hope that you got something helpful out of this. And let's go ahead and thank, I was going to say thanking the divine, but let's just thank them now. Thank you, the divine and all that have presented themselves today within this reading. We really appreciate it, and hope to see you again on the next one. Okay, same for you. Okay, take care.